G'day scrappers. So today what I'm doing is scrapping out these TVs that I picked up on the street scrapping video I done through the weekend. So just need to get rid of them so I can make some room for some more scrapping on the weekend. So here's that big Sony that I picked up in my travels. So I'm going to start off with this, and I've probably mentioned before, this is what I kind of like to do when I'm scrapping TVs, is to do it in the back of the van, and so therefore I don't have to really move it much. I can just push it up and go on to the next one. And so what I do with TVs is to, you know, I try and keep them out of landfill. That's why I pick up a few, but I can't do all of them. So I just pick and choose which TVs I actually want to scrap out. And once I take out a few things that I want out of it, the rest I send off to a transfer station. So it's basically the local recycling centre which takes TVs. And so yeah, that way at least a few that I do pick up off the streets don't go into landfill, because most of these would have otherwise went. And you know, now this TV tube here, it's got a leaded glass inside. It's really no good for the environment, and it's a shame that it all goes into landfill. So this is just a little bit of my bit for the environment, and at the same time I get a little bit of value from copper wire and you know, general scrap metal that I can get out of the television, just a junky circuit board. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just first thing in the morning, I'm going to take these empty TVs to the transfer station. So we'll have a little look at what it's like today in these days at the transfer station, what it looks like, have a look at a bit of stuff that they got there. It might be a bit of fun, but yeah, so basically all I'm trying to do today is just scrap these out as quick as possible, just to, so there we got the, you know, the main circuit board. We've got copper spools and you know, all this copper wire that we can get rid of. Or, you know, generally I just prefer to sell the whole boards as they are, as power boards, except for maybe this one. I can get a couple of spools off it in the IC chip. But yeah, so they only take a couple of minutes to actually scrap out. Now sure, I could do this on the street, but you know, it just creates a bit of a scene doing it on the street, and it just doesn't look really good. It just depends on the area. There's a nice copper yoke, so you know, we're going to get a good bit of copper here running all through it. So instead of yeah, scrapping them on the street and just leaving them there, because they do go into landfill, so I thought, well, if I'm going to get the value out of it, then I should at least take them to the recycling centre. That way at least the ones that I do are going to be recycled. And so because this is a Sonys usually have double yokes, sorry, degaussing cables. So yeah, this degaussing cable, it's reasonably thick. It's not as thick as some of the Sonys can be. It's okay. It just depends. The bigger the Sony, usually the heavier copper you get out of them. But you know, that's all right. And so yeah, so this one's virtually already done. So it didn't take long at all, and we've got the main value here. I'll just get the braided copper, just nickel plated copper braided wire, and that's it. I can just send the rest off to scrap to the recycling centre. But what I'll probably do here, just for a little bit extra steel, I might as well get these speakers out. right? It's not much, but what it really does is it reduces a bit of the weight. So, because some of these big Sonys are very heavy, and so any weight that I can remove off it just helps me when I go and send it to the transfer station. So that's already done. So really not much to it at all. And as I said, it would have taken me like 2 minutes to do this out in the street, but yeah. And you know, if that's what you prefer, if you don't have a way to get rid of your CRTs at the end after you scrap them, then yeah, you're probably best off to scrap them out on the street and just leave them at that and just let them go to wherever they were going to go anyway. There's no real difference whether you take them to you know, if you leave them on the street, well, that's where they were in the first place, so you're not really changing its course of where it's going to go. But yeah, all I do here is just make sure that the screws are put back on, so when I go to pick it up, yeah, so the only way you can really tell that it's been scrapped out is, you know, looking at the back here, you've got this little hole where the circuit board was, so that's it. That's one. And that's our bit of stuff. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to do all of these TVs now, get them out the way, and that'll give me a little bit extra room for when I go and pick up some more scrap on the street tomorrow. I've got some options to pick up more if I want. So this one next. That was the VCR one that I picked up. So a little bit extra scrap steel in that. No real difference, but you know, a little bit. So there we go. All right, well, I'll continue scrapping these TVs out. I'll leave them in the van until first thing tomorrow morning. I'll head off to the transfer station, which is actually on the way to an area where I'm going to be picking scrap up from. So it's killing two birds with one stone, so I don't have to make a separate trip just to take these TVs away. I'm going there anyway, so it's not costing me any extra fuel. It's only it's just going to cost me 10 minutes in time. And at the same time, I also get rid of some cardboard that I've got and any other kind of things that I might have to send off to recycling. All right, well, I'll keep going here, and I'll see you first thing in the morning when I start heading off to the transfer station. Okay guys, let's do this. Drop off these TVs, and I also got some cardboard to drop off, and then we'll go scrapping. Here's the local transfer station. So looks like there's a bit of traffic ahead, but we'll get through. First I'll drop off the cardboard and then go around to the back area there and do these TVs and have a little look, and then we'll head off. It's actually it's only 5 minutes up the road where the scrap is going to be sitting on the road. So yeah, as I said, kill two birds with one stone, and that way dropping off all these TVs is not you know, costing me really any extra time or money, fuel, well, you know, except for about an extra 10 minutes just to drop it off and stuff. So yeah, and today's it's winter here in Melbourne, and believe it or not, it's 30 degrees today. That's what, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty darn hot for a winter's day. You know, so, you know, in many other countries in the world, it's winter and, you know, they're expecting snow and, you know, reasonably cold weather. Well, 30 degrees is pretty darn hot for, and especially to go out and about scrapping. It's quite sunny, and so, yeah, we'll see how you go, see how long I can last, and yeah, we'll go. So in this transfer station, there's two, you know, there's obviously you can drop off rubbish where it actually costs money to drop off, and then there's also free recycling. So here you can see free computer and television recycling, and also they take a lot of other things for free, like sump oil and batteries and light globes and cardboard, polystyrene, plastic. The only problem is they don't take the number 7 plastic. They only take 1 to 6, which is all the good stuff that they can obviously make money from. So hopefully we'll get through this little area. So yeah, obviously that car up ahead needs to pay because they've got rubbish, and it's not cheap. You know, it's not cheap to get rid of to throw rubbish into landfill and stuff these days. You know, so whether you come to a transfer station or go to an actual landfill, it's quite expensive. So yeah, I certainly don't use these places. Oh. All right, let's go. Here we go.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, what do you got?
I got a couple of TVs and some cardboard boxes.
What suburb are you from?
Yarraville.
No worries, go through.
Thank you. Okay, so that was easy. I've just got the simple stuff to recycle. It's all free, so large cardboard. It's just handy. Since I'm here, saves me having to cut up the cardboard into smaller pieces. That's it. That's one job done. Okay. Now, televisions. To give you a little look, like stainless steel, you can drop off mattresses. I think they cost money. Certain kinds of plastics. Yeah, all kinds of things. You can drop off paper. You can even drop off your cables. But here's the computers and televisions. So we'll go right here. Okay, so that's all the TVs. How's that? That's all the fridges. Wow, look at the size of it. Oh yeah, there's a projection TV. Okay, scrapped out this LCD. Remember this old TV that I scrapped out? Yeah, it's still been sitting in the driveway for all this time, so finally get rid of this. Whew. This big Sony. If I can, yep. It's a bit lighter now without the copper. Monitor. Well, part of a TV, it's just a plastic, but I can get rid of that. Okay, we're all empty, ready to go for more. Just a whole heap of computers, printers. Laptops. I'd love to get myself some of them computers, but obviously it's not my property. All right. Well, goodbye, good riddance to you CRTs. It's always a good feeling getting rid of CRT TVs. And see over here you got mulch. You can actually come here and load up your car or van with mulch, free mulch. It's not the best mulch because it's still fresh, so you wouldn't want to be using it on plants that need nitrogen, because fresh mulch, as it's breaking down, it actually absorbs nitrogen out of the soil, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But so when I pick it up, I generally just throw it out the back in a heap and let it sit for a couple of months, let it age, start to break down, and then I start using it. Okay guys, well, that's stage one of today's big street scrapping day. And so now it's onto the actual area. This area that I'm picking up from has got 2 zones. So I'm going to try and make my way through the first zone as much as I can. It's a little bit confusing. The area is close to the city and it's a very condensed, densely populated area where there's a lot of little streets, and there's probably not going to be a whole lot of parking, especially being a weekend. But well, we'll make do what we can. Okay, so I'm here. It wasn't that far at all, actually. I was expecting it to be a little bit further out. Okay, so we got scrap. It's all on the left-hand side. Well, including this street here, but this is a very busy street, and so I'm not going to be able to do many stops on the main street here unless I see something really good, and I've got some good car parking like there. Okay, I've got my trusty side cutters today. Okay. So we're just going to mosey on through. Well, got my side cutters, so that's a nice little light. It's got a little clamp, little LED. How cool is that? You can clamp it onto things. Take keyboard. Okay. And my camera actually stopped there for a little bit and I couldn't turn it on or off or anything. And the GoPros, they seem pretty sensitive to heat, so it's getting pretty warm, and I think because the GoPro's on my head, it's actually it's warming up even more. So what do we got here? Looks like, I don't know, it's a fish tank. I thought it was going to be a microwave. Look at that. Hey, finally got a vacuum cleaner with a cord. That's a pretty good cord for one microwave, one vacuum cleaner. I'm still confusing vacuum cleaners with microwaves. In this area, there's a lot of people walking around constantly, so no doubt they'd be finding interesting stuff themselves to take home, because certainly a lot of the boxes and everything has all been rummaged through. Okay. Well, I'm not going to take that heater. I'll probably take the fan. Yeah, I don't want the heater, but I'll take the fan. It's got a cord. So yeah. Just remind me to pack everything tight into the van as I'm going, because I want to have plenty of room for when I go to that second zone, and that way I've got a lot more options. Yep, cord cutters have been here, so I'm not expecting. Oh yeah. Oh, these are great. See these platforms? I like them because they got the really nice, solid, strong steel base, and so you can screw these into the concrete. I like that. It's handy having a van with two doors. Okay, it's a steel back Samsung flat screen. I might get that. take a cord. There's another cord coming off a fan. I'll take that. Beautiful, 4 of them. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll take this this TV. When in doubt, just take the whole thing. I didn't go around the back. Around the other side. Second microwave, second vacuum cleaner with super long cord. Actually, it's a whole telephone cord cable thing. So it might be a day of picking up cords and stuff. CDs just aren't popular anymore, are they? Beethoven. I might take that. Avril Lavigne. Hey, she used to sing what? Skater Boy. Lady Gaga. Already picked up one just before. Katy Perry. Samantha Jade, never heard of her. Avril Lavigne again. Yeah, the CD's there. Yeah, I don't really want fans. Yeah, no. Should I? Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of fans, so I might just leave it. Yeah, I know there's motor in there, but the motors, they're not worth much, and you still got to do quite a bit of work, you know. So the whole fan, like a good one, is worth about, you know, 40 cents. And I'll always have the option to pick up fans if I've got plenty of room left in the van, you know. You know, the worst thing would be to fill up really quick and go, and they just miss out on a whole heap of good stuff, you know. So, no, I'm happy. You know, got me cords, got Katy Perry and CDs. Just as much value in those cords and stuff than most things pick up. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit complicated. Just don't know where to turn. And it looks like keep looking, but gosh, there's some junk in this area. I mean, as far as like useless junk. And tightly packed junk. So no, I don't want any printers. A pasta and sausage maker. Well, there'll be a good motor in that, so I'll take that. yeah, Breville. It's an old one and it's pretty heavy, so there'll definitely be a good sized motor. Here's a nice table. I don't need it. I've got a couple of tables stacked in my garage that I kept. You can only have so many tables. But yeah, so far, it's, you know, because this area kind of, people move in and out of this kind of area a lot. I think they would have already gotten rid of a lot of their scrap because, I mean, I haven't seen a CRT TV yet, you know, so it just goes to show. So no, you know, scrap steel, we can pick up scrap steel anytime. Yeah, can't get much more rubbishy than the rubbish here. This is, so far it's not a very not the greatest hard rubbish area I've done, probably the worst. So yeah, definitely it's because a lot of people move out of this area all the time. There's a lot of rentals here, so, and then you do have quite an older population that probably doesn't you know, hoard any of their stuff anymore. They've gotten rid of it over the years, and so it's just dribs and drabs here. Very slim pickings. This is almost like scrapping American style, you know. You know, trying to get, you know, lucky to get a couple of little tidbit items in a whole street. I will stop here and have a little look. But see, in this area, the things like antique stuff and furniture, that's hot property. You know, people would be picking that up all the time. So oh Jesus, parted out printer. Oh well, get a couple of cords, transformer. But yeah, scrapped out stuff. Oh, here we go. Oh, I didn't expect that. Got a PC. It's a Dell. Still got 2 RAM sticks. Still got the CPU. And in here, oh, we've got all kinds of electricals, a power supply unit. Oh, even got some more RAM, circuit boards. That's great. Wow. Certainly didn't expect a PC. We'll take it. Wow. I kind of feel better already. I was just happy with a couple of cords and a transformer. There's a power supply unit, circuit board, some globes that I'll dispose of. Put that in the front. And bonus, PC. Now I did lose this. I'll throw it in scrap steel. Okay. until I get a bit of stuff here, things are just going to slide around. Wow, plenty of cords, but I'll take these. More cords. Someone was saying on my last video that you don't get much value out of cords, like they're only worth 25 cents each. Well, that may be the case, but if I'm already looking at the pile, you know, the same goes with all scrappers. You know, if you're already there bending down and looking at what's there and there's a cord, well, why not cut it? So if it's worth 25 cents, well, you know, I've already picked up what, 10 cords, $2.50, and that's just walking straight past them. So would you walk past $2.50 if you saw it on the street? Is it? It's a microwave. Tiffany. That's an old one. Okay, so our first real microwave. You know, if it doesn't have a door, or if it's broken, it's no good to me because I can't use it to fill it up with scrap metal. There we go. Okay. Well, my confidence is risen. I prefer not to carry like microwaves, you know, 30 meters up the road, you know. I did this time, but I should really drive up to them because as I mentioned, it's going to be a hot day today for winter, 30 degrees, and you know, don't want to wear out too quick. So it's just a cheap coffee maker, but we've got cord. Okay. So that's the thing, you know, I mean, there's nothing there for me to pick up off that pile. So at least if I got 10 cents worth of cord, it's given me something, you know, for being there. I don't know how people don't understand that, you know. Oh, they just got nothing better to talk about, and so they just want to pick on anything because they don't have much of a life otherwise. That's what we want. Fluorescent. Oh no, it's it's irony aluminium, but I don't really have much stuff irony aluminium, and I just don't have room. It looks like a nice chunk of wood, but it's actually hollow. Rugby balls, CD racks. No, I'm not into CD racks, especially half rusted out ones. It's a hot water service. I certainly don't want a hot water service. A lot of them are only good for scrap steel. It's only the old ones that have got good copper and brass in them. I wouldn't waste my time busting open something like that. I'll show you a nice little blackboard, but there's no local kids that I know of that would want it. Okay, keep moving. Okay, what's this big thing? If you have to know. Replace the thermostat. Just good scrap metal. It's a big heater. It's a big long heater. Bit of scrap steel anyway. What do we got? Okay, yep, cord cutters are certainly coming around. It's a nice old snooker trophy. There's an iron with cord. Oh, a couple of PCs. Beautiful. Motherboard. It's only had the hard drive taken out. It's PC number 2. And there's another one. And I'll even take that heater as scrap steel. Yep. Everything. Probably just the hard drive taken out. Wow, that's 3 PCs in about 15 minutes of scrapping or so. I'll take this. It's good scrap metal. Really good one, that one. It's about as heavy as they come. Yeah, alright. Oh, I love these old vintage tools. So I'll take that. It's a little bandsaw. It's a manual one where you turn. It looks like it's all busted, but still cleaned up. It's still a good visual piece. I've snagged quite a few of those old kind of tools, little miniature things. Okay, well, see, little cord on the way through. See, I'm really surprised and pretty happy that I got another cord. Certainly don't want the fan. If there's any scrappers that want fans, well, come and get them. I'll leave them all for you. Okay, that's all I want, just a cord. Pick up a little bit of rubbish. And here's another fan with another cord. Yeah, I'd imagine all the things with cords on them have been put out today, and the cord cutters haven't come around yet. I can see a big cord here. Just move some of this fake timber. Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. 2 giant cords. Some value there. So it'd be a shame for these cords to go into landfill, wouldn't it? Look at the size of this one. So these are just those electronic mops. Really good. Look at that. Just in 2 minutes. Okay, this is a stereo turntable. More cords. Oh yeah. Anyone want a turntable? It'll be at my place. Come and pick it up. I'll take it, why not? Might come in handy one day. Microwave, vacuum cleaner. Unbelievable. It must be my day for cords. See? I bring the cord cutters and the scrap gods leave me heaps of cords. And vacuum cleaner cords are the best. Nice and heavy and super long. Wow. Tiny little cord. On a whippersnipper. Get a good scrap metal. Take them. Looks like good shelving. So I will take a little bit of scrap like this just to keep my scrap steel buddies happy. And I want to keep in good condition, so I'll keep that at the front. Let's keep looking. Not much here. Christmas decorations. Fluorescent light. I love them. I get the ballasts and we still get good scrap metal out of them. You know, there's no globe on them. That's what I like. All right. Well, that was pretty good. Might just have a little closer look around here. And check out the scene. What do we got? Nothing there. Nothing there. We look. Huh? Even the fans have been scrapped out for the motor on the spot. They're keen. So real slim pickings here. Real slim pickings. No, nothing. Gosh, it's real rubbish. Oh well, that's what you expect. but there's just absolutely nothing of value, really. Another fan scrap, so there's someone actually going around scrapping out the motors on the spot. Well, why not? If they got, you know, they're obviously locals, they've got plenty of time. Here's a cord. See? If I didn't take that cord, there'd be no value here. So at least, you know. There's another one. Hey, hello doggy. You're a big boy, aren't you? Or girl? Hey, you're pretty friendly. Say hello to YouTube. Hey, what's your name? I reckon you look like a Greg. Big, tall, lanky Greg. Good mate. It's a nice dog. Big one?
Yeah.
I called him Greg because he looks like a big, tall, lanky Greg. Yeah.